Hello, Ateez family. How are we all doing? I hope we're well. We are going to attempt to do a storyline catch-up before Friday, before comeback. So I have had a list of things together, been put together from my awesome friend Liv. So thank you, Liv. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through everything today, so this might be filmed today and tomorrow, and I'll just put it together for you guys and upload it probably tomorrow. But yeah, on my last reaction, you guys were asking me, saying like, you know, it'd be awesome to do a storyline catch up together. So I really wanted to fit this in. But before we get into it, I have to watch the teaser because I've not watched it yet. So let's go. What the hell? Opera dreams are being lived out right now. Someone's mowing in the background. I'm so sorry. Like, of my house. Whoa! Oh my god, that was really overwhelming. My entire body just then like just went woo, with like I don't know what just happened to me. I'm so confused. Whoa. I don't know what just happened outside, but as Hongjong was living out his screamo dreams, this big puff of smoke just like, I'm like a second level, and I don't know, something just happened outside. Hongjong is taking over the world. Oh my god, that is, what the hell? Let me just listen to that screamo part. Relax. This song, Gorilla, is about to be one of the most epic songs I've ever heard in my life. Wait, is there a second? Wait, trailer 2? What? Is trailer 2 what I watched? Ah, yeah. I watched that. Wait, what? I watched this, right? Yeah. Whoa. Jesus Christ. Okay. That was epic. And I feel like so I wanted to do this reaction as a live video with my friend Liv, because I wanted her to help me along with like the storyline and when I had questions and stuff. But because I don't know if I have time to get through everything today, and doing a live would probably take us like 3 hours on the live to get through everything. I wasn't able to do that, which is so annoying because I don't know. She said herself she doesn't know everything, but like she knows a lot about the storyline, so it would have been good to have her do it live, but that's okay. We are going to start by watching the complete guide to Ateez storyline, episode 0, part 1. And we're going to work through as much as we can today, trying to understand everything, because I really don't know anything about their concept apart from the fact that they're pirates. Like, I'm sure I was told at one point, but I don't remember anything. So before this comeback, we need to be up to date. So let's start. That teaser was epic. I wonder if they'll release something else today.
The disease is the heart of man. The disease is human emotion.
Human emotion.
The disease is the heart of man.
Well, these guides was only just released in June. Okay, so this is like up to date storyline. Thank you, Eternities. Parallel universes and pirates. Yeah. I just got goosebumps. This music is scary. Chapter 1, the chroma.
The chroma is a magical device that works based on the phases of the moon. During a full moon, the chroma can travel between dimensions, and during a crescent moon, it can deliver messages through dreams. It first appeared in Hongjoong's dream. In his diary entry, he writes, "I don't want to be forgotten as if I never existed. I am sure that we live under the same sky and under the same world, but I feel like I'm a bit different from those people on TV dancing under those bright lights. Once I become a bright star that can be seen from everywhere, like those people on TV, will my family notice me? Even if it were by coincidence, I wish I could meet them at least once. If my family could get back together like before. I miss the warmth of our living room. My family scattered around, and here I am with my new family I made while living alone. I've met my fellow members by doing music together in our little hideout. Just thinking about them warms my heart. I really hope we can achieve our dreams together. My family, the music I love, and our dreams. We must keep them." She, who was dancing to the beat. Everything around me froze for a moment. The only thing I could hear was the sound of music coming from her earphones. She was moving as if nothing mattered anymore. Common sense, rules in this tough world didn't have power over her moves. Right this moment, my world broke along this snowy road. Something changed in me, but I stayed still and couldn't say anything. She dropped a bracelet that had "Be Free" engraved on it. Ever since that day, I went to the same place at the same time, but she never came back. I didn't know her name or her address. Just like the "Be Free" bracelet she wore, she freed herself away. Since then, music never sounded the same again. I can no longer distinguish the structure, code, or the genre of the song. Only the lingering feeling of that day remains.
So I know some of this is from their real stories and some of it is not from their real stories. So what is from their real stories?
Hey brother.
I know Yuno's brother didn't actually die.
You look like you are in such a good mood today. The weather is so good as well. Even though I was running to see you, I didn't even feel the heat. On days like this, we would have gone to the Han River for some street performance, right? I'm getting nostalgic. Oh brother, It has been a while since I took out that broken guitar. I wanted to get rid of it because it always reminded me of a broken side of you. But since it's a guitar you cherished so much, I just left it out of sight because it seemed like you abandoned your dream. You know, brother, I have a friend like you in my team. His name is Hong Jun. He is the kind of person I would go to when things get tough. He is a person I admire, on both artistic and humane level. Thinking about it now, you both kind of look alike. I think you guys would get along together if you've ever met each other. You know, now I am laughing, thanks to Hong Jun and the guys from the team. I avoid thinking about these painful memories, and instead I am focusing on the dreams you couldn't achieve. I will make them happen, the boys and I will make it happen. When that time comes, you must wake up from the long hibernation. I want to show you all of it. I'll be back tomorrow. Good night.
Jeez.
I was never too good with mechanics. It all started when I dismantled the speaker. Every time I felt stuffy, I would disassemble various appliances or instruments and then reassemble them back together. My parents had everything planned for me, doing the same routine at the exact same time. The only time I could go out of this cycle was when I disassembled and reassembled things. Thanks to this weird habit, I met the guys that day in that shabby warehouse. A bunch of guys I'd normally run away from asked me if I knew how to work a drone. This whole encounter was a bit strange. I was actually lost and wandering around. The sound of music was what brought me to that place. From that day on, I went there every day. The best feeling was dancing to the music. Dancing was such a mind-blowing activity. Even when I saw my parents' worried faces flashing before my eyes, I just couldn't stop. For the first time ever, I felt alive. Hearts pounding like it is about to burst, and this tingling feeling coming up from my fingertips started to take over me. Was there a moment when I wanted something so bad? One by one, more children started to say my name. The path that I only walked with one other person became a path to many. Slowly, the word I became ours. However, now I must leave the ours. If I back out, everything will be back to normal. The scattered members and the stolen hideout. I'm sorry. I was always laughing, but I always felt lonely. I just couldn't open up, or maybe I've never had the time to open up. Every time I got closer to someone, I had to move. It is happening again today, but this time it's a little different. Now I have friends to talk to about my feelings. As soon as I saw them, I knew right off the bat, they're like me. Oh, Sangwoo was a little different. He never tried to do anything the traditional way. He was always his way. My dad said we would have to move again. It was something I was used to hearing, but this time it hit differently. Can I just leave like that now that I have a place of my own? What should I say to Woo Young? Thanks to him, thanks to my friends, I was able to perfect my dance moves. Bobo, what should I do? What? You want me to do it the my way? Music was my haven, my escape, my one and only relief. When I felt like dying, I would listen to music. I wasn't afraid of death. People who never lived in poverty would never understand this feeling. People around me looked at me as if I were an alien from another planet, laughing at an immature high school student wanting to die. I guess it is uncommon for someone my age to feel that way. Only few friends' names you remember throughout elementary, middle, and high school. Most of them were in elementary school. No one talked to me, but it was mainly because I didn't answer even when they tried talking to me. But Woo Young was different. Not that I remember. He was with me all throughout elementary, middle, and high school. Woo Young would always come next to me during every break. Whether I answer or not, he would go on with his stories about our classmates, his favorite songs, and some respected Americans dancers in that music team he works with outside of school. He always tops it with that signature laugh of his, which naturally made me laugh. Out of shyness, I started calling him Woo-Ong. Ah, that unique laugh of his. He was the first friend I've ever opened up to. At some point, I started eating and spending most of my time with Woo Young. It was around that time too when I followed him to the hideout for the first time. The place where I could dream. They were friends who took me as I am. We cried, laughed, and made music together. They accepted me as who I am, regardless of where I live or who my parents were. I felt exuberant for the first time in my life. But now I'm getting scared. Can I really have a dream? Will it not be taken away from me? My mind has completely gone blank. Who am I? Where am I? I want to run away. Will I fail again?
This Wooyoung though.
When I was practicing and dancing alone, I was
so
pretty
beautiful.
confident. My practice video on social media had reached over 100,000 views. Many people contacted me and even big entertainment agencies offered me to audition for them. But once I felt their look towards me, I just couldn't move. I closed my eyes trying to escape, and then Songhwa's voice popped in my head. Wooyoung, before you start performing on stage, remember these 3 things. Everything will be okay. Believe in yourself. You can do it.
Aw.
He will be too nervous to remember 3 things. What kind of psychology book
Voice
did
change.
you read?
You know, are you making fun of Songhwa again? But hey Wooyoung, believing in you is the key.
Jung is always good at putting everything into perspective. A smile crept in my face. I felt their presence even though they were nowhere to be seen. I felt the energy back on my feet. I had a habit of constantly chatting to overcome stage fright, and I practiced laughing to hide my shyness. It was a defense mechanism of mine to focus. I didn't care even when others made fun of it, but that only lasts for a minute. Once I became aware of their scrutinizing eyes, my body just froze. The first time I met Hongjun, Songhwa, and we're at the street performance, I could see that they had something I didn't have. Expressiveness beyond dance techniques and showmanship that captivated the audience. When I danced with them, I wasn't self-conscious and was able to deliver my best performances. My legs are tense. The first step, the step that I was never able to do, the chain that was tying my body, was magically released. I had it all
It's like a
planned.
movie.
Winning nationals, being the player of the year, and the youngest national basketball player. I had no other plans in my life than this one. On the first day of the injury, I was only thinking of quickly rehabilitating and getting back on the field. But I now can't play basketball anymore. Then what do I do now? I can't do anything but basketball. Let me play basketball. I'll do anything, I begged the doctor. But it didn't work. I felt like I was drowning. No matter how hard I tried, I was still stuck in the exact same spot. As the time went by, I just tried to keep myself from drowning, just barely holding up. Is it okay to live like this? I know I can't, but the moment I gave up playing basketball, everything inside me was lifeless, as good as being dead. That lifeless look looked so much like me. My hand is throbbing from the pain. Mingi clearly saw the fist coming his way but didn't try to avoid it. His lifeless eyes are still haunting me when Mingi said he would quit. That our dream was a luxury, and that the time we spent together meant nothing to him. I couldn't stand but to punch him. Funny enough, it was a heartbreaking moment for me, but also the time I started Dream again. That time, I didn't know how to reach out to a lost Mingi. Where are we? Where should we go? Even though I lost my dream and family again, there was nothing I could do. Everyone left, and here I am, alone again on a summer day. When the hot and humid weather continued without a single drop of rain, we decided to go our separate ways. All that because our dream of being together have become like shackles that hold us down. The scorching sun melted away even our dream of youth and made it disappear at the end of our feet. Problems were piling up like laundry that had been put off, even if not often the promises we made were pushed back day by day, and we forgot about each other. It was around that time when I began seeing him in my dream, the man in the black fedora, whose eyes you could only see through his mask. A somehow familiar, but tired eyes. You lost your dream not because of the tough reality, but because you guys decided to get rid of the idea that the world you see is everything. There are many dimensions and many realities in this world. The world I am in, the world you are in, are all real. I want to tell you everything, but I don't have much time right now. What is this? The chromer, the key to connecting the worlds. He had a shining hourglass in his hand. This little hourglass was the key to connecting the world. I carefully picked up the chromer. At that moment, the man went back a few steps and spat out his last words. Follow your heart. The map is there. When I looked up back from the chromer, the man was already gone. I then opened my eyes. It was all a dream. I fell asleep alone in the hideout where no one was looking for me. While I tried to hide my lonely heart and turn around, I saw something shiny on the desk right in front of the couch where I was lying. It's the chromer I saw in my dream. Wasn't it a dream? While looking at the chromer, I inadvertently turned it around. The sand in the hourglass began to flow back from the bottom to top. The iron door then opened and I could hear the footsteps coming closer one by one. The guys then gathered around me with the same puzzled face. The memories of short happiness. And dreams broken into pieces. Can I find it again?
Whoa. Whoa. I feel like so captivated. So this reaction, by the way, is probably not going to be me talking a lot, but we're just like learning together because I'm getting so captivated. But, wow. Okay. So that was part 1. So that just kind of gave us the story of their like diary entries of how they kind of, I guess, came together in their storyline. Whew. I get emotional. I know that not all of this is true, but like, you know when you just like get really into it and you think it's true? Okay, part 2. Previously on. I'm cold. Turn that heater back on. Ugh.
Stars in the sky cannot be seen because people never raised their heads. The stars didn't stand out, but it didn't mean that they were gone. When all the lights were put off, there they appeared, shining faintly, and the boys came from the horizon, crossing the border. But the darkness stopped the boys, and there was no light to cast it away. People hoped that the flame within the boys would consume the darkness. And as they prayed, the fiery voice of the boys broke the silence and awakened the world.
Whoa. Getting killed by visuals though.
The chromer in my hand flashed. But I was still in the hideout. Members who are looking at me were the same too. It was like an unbelievable dream to hear about the various dimensions from the man wearing a black fedora and to see the chromer in my hand. Right then, an uncounted voice came from outside. As the sound neared, giants dressed in white suddenly appeared, breaking the hideout door. They were wearing masks that covered their entire face and did not feel like people. They were looking for the chromer. It did not matter where this place was, or whether this place was really located in a different dimension. What matters now is that those dangerous white-clad giants are out for the chromer in our hands and that we cannot go back home if we lose the chromer. I had to protect the chromer and the members at the same time. But that was more like a gamble. Right that moment, a broken piece of glass under my foot caught my eye. I received the chromer from Yuno and started to provoke the giants. "I'll give you the chromer," I shouted and threw what I had in my hand through the window. The members who were watching from behind were shocked as the sparkling piece flew away in an arc. The white-clad giants ran towards it in haste. At the same time, I yelled, "Run away!"
Whoa.
The place around the hideout was very similar to where we used to stay. If I had not faced the strange creatures, I would not have believed all the sayings about the different dimensions and the chromer. Fortunately,
Do you guys believe in different dimensions? Like, do you believe on like that there's life on other planets? Because if you think about how big the universe would be, surely we are not the only living beings that to ever exist, you know? Like, what are your thoughts on all of it?
we escaped the hideout safely. And thanks to being familiar of the surroundings,
Just
we
quick
were able
universe
to
talk.
find out way halfway down in the dark. Visible spaces were similar to the reality we knew, but were also slightly different. Under the cliff where Woo Young saved our Bobo in the past, there used to be a valley and a gigantic rock on top. But here no sounds of water flowing could be heard, nor could the gigantic rock could be seen. Same, yet strangely different. By the time I was immersed in such thoughts, I could hear the members laughing. The members, who had been taking a break for a while, were playing with each other. relieved that the chromer was safe. What Hong Jun had thrown out the window was a piece of glass similar to the chromer, not the real one.
Ow.
The child who saved me was a girl who matched well with the moonlight. The girl willingly invited us to her house, tired of being chased and running away. We fell asleep immediately, and in the meantime, the girl healed my injured ankle. The white-clad giants, who had been fooled by the glass fragments, attacked us again while we were resting in the middle of the forest, as the giants dragged me away by my ankle. All the members rushed to save me, and so we ended up losing the chromer, after they took the chromer away and turned their eyes away. Stones rolled over from the cave in the forest when we ran towards it. A girl in the cave gestured between the rocks. The girl had a brother. The boy said she could not speak because the white-clad giants took away the girl's voice. They introduced themselves as the Grimes siblings.
The Grimes siblings?
One day they suddenly disappeared. The Grimes siblings looked at us with sad eyes. According to the Grimes siblings, the central government here established a stable future policy for the entire human race by running AI simulations. They put the blame on human emotions for causing crimes and terrorism that threaten humanity. And so the key to their policy was to control the variables called human emotions. A bill to lower human emotions below the thresholds by using advanced technology and a bill to ban the arts, which greatly affects human emotions, had been passed. Consequently, the central government had achieved high growth under a strong control policy, and people enjoyed material affluence. However, laughter disappeared from their faces and only efficiency and logic became the priority in this society. As those days continued, men wearing black fedora began to appear one day. They sung and performed here and there, and that was said to have the power to attract people. Being stimulated by these men, people who escaped the control began to appear. People from various fields formed a resistance against the central government and called themselves the Black Pirates. The central government put the men in black fedora on the wanted list, but they repeatedly failed to arrest them due to them being able to teleport using the chromer. However, at last by putting in the new android guardians, probably the white-clad giants who came to catch us.
So what's the difference between the white-clad giants and the Ateez? Let me see if Liv's online. She might be asleep. What's the difference between the white-clad, are they called white-clad giants? Wait. White-clad giants? White-clad giants and Ateez. Ateez. She's online, so I'm going to ask.
The government succeeded in capturing the men in black fedora, the black pirates and the resistance. All that does not matter. What is important is that we need the chromer to return home, and that we lost our chromer to the android guardians.
Oh my god, you're
To my beloved father.
You're so pretty.
Father, I'm walking towards the Strickland where I may not be able to come back. Now that I'm walking on a bumpy road after always having walked on a beautiful and straight road, my feet keep on throbbing. My feet are sore, but I still feel good. That is because I'm with my friends and I'm walking towards a place that I've decided on my own. Everyone says this is a new world, but somehow I'm familiar with the scenery here, the city I faced after coming down from the woods. I could only see people who were running without taking a single look at the sky as if they were being chased. People who took the escalators like products being placed on machines. People who removed unnecessary smiles and only talked about their needs. And people who are only looking at small machines, having forgotten to see each other face to face. I thought that maybe this place is not
That's the world right now with social media, or with technology, mobile phones.
a new world. But then I'm just taking a
Virtual
microscopic
reality.
look at the world I was living in. Father, I know you were shocked to see me singing and dancing with these friends, but I really wanted to escape the world I've lived in. The world I've been trapped in. I love my parents so much, but I have never been happy in your world. When we were kicked out of the garage that we have been using as our hideout and had to be separated. What was more painful to me was that my father was the one who drove us out. I became the person who took happiness away from the friends who have willingly invited me to their world. I regretted that if they haven't met me from the beginning, this situation wouldn't have happened. I resented you, Father. Father, thus I will not return to the world you have created. It's not that I don't love you, but that I don't want to blame you anymore. Your son, Yo-sang.
Yo-sang. Yo-sang. I'm curious about Mingy's.
To find the Cromer. We must go to the android guardian's bunker. But the only person who knows the bunker is Left Eye, the manager of the Strickland dump. So, we had no choice but to come to this place, as if they were continuously burning trash. The yellow smoke, which is said to cause hallucinations, was constantly soaring, perhaps because of that. The man named Left Eye was mumbling to himself in the air. Phew, how do we locate the android bunker from that person? Thanks to Nosy Woo-young, we decided to find out the location of the android bunker as well as regain the voice of the Grimes girl. That dude is always so unnecessarily nosy like that. What we have heard from Hong Jung and the Grimes siblings. That Left Eye man seems to have his own story too. Whatever. There's no one without a story. Anyways, we split into teams. Members who will go into a pile of trash that looks like a cave to find the voice, and members who will convince Left Eye to find out the location of the android bunker. I was in the latter.
Wow.
I heard a basketball bounce. I thought I misheard, to find the girl's abandoned voice. I slowly entered the cave with a thin string tied around my body and a gas mask on my face. I don't even know how someone can abandon a voice and find it back. But they say it's possible because of the new energy extraction thing. I have never seen the shape of a voice before. When I asked the Grimes boy if it has a shape or color, he said that it looks like a bead with a blue condensed energy inside. The bead the boy had told us was shining deep inside the yellow smoke. Then I heard the basketball bounce again. When I stopped walking, a basketball rolled in front of my feet. Victory is mine. JH, it was my ball. When I looked up, I was standing in a stadium. What are you doing? Pass it, my teammate shouted at me. Is it deja vu? I blanked out. The whistle rang in the stadium. I think I had a strange dream for a bit. I was looking for something, but I couldn't remember what it was. The game started again. I ran into the court. Left Eye, who ran a small but unique brand shop after studying fashion design, was often disqualified from interviews at the fashion house due to his unfriendly appearance. However, he had great skill and was a warm person with a passion, until he lost his daughter. His daughter was hit by a speeding car while she was reaching out her hand to save a flower that had bloomed on the road. People thought moving forward quickly was more important than looking around, even after seeing the child on the street after getting hit by the car. People were busy passing by, pretending not to have seen anything. During that time, the child died slowly. Left Eye is said to have become furious and fallen into despair when he had belatedly learned of this truth and has become a completely different person ever since, after losing his daughter. He met the illusion of his daughter while being intoxicated by the smoke that creates delusions at Strickland's dump. And while he was wandering around in the dump, he was selected by the android guardian to become the manager of the Strickland's dump. It reminded me of my brother the whole time I heard his story. I empathized with Left Eye's feelings a little bit. Left Eye reminded me of when I had lost my brother, despite my original intentions to find about the android bunker. I personally wanted to help him out as well. To do so, we had to lure him to a place where the smoke was not severe. We had to make him realize that the daughter he was looking at was not real but just an illusion.
Wow.
The safety strap tied to Jongho's body stopped and no longer moved. Worried, Yo-sing went into the trash cave wearing the last remaining gas mask to find out about the situation. The game that caused Jongho's ankle injury was going on in front of his eyes. Jongho dismissed all the things that had happened as mere illusion and deja vu and ran more fiercely to erase the disgrace of that past. Left Eye started to attack the members, running away from Left Eye who was chasing them. They secretly lured him into a smoke-free space. When his daughter's illusion disappeared, he became even more furious. Everyone was unsure what to do. But then Yunho shouted amid the silence, "Your daughter is dead." Everyone looked at Yunho in surprise. "You're denying it because you don't want to believe it. But aren't you already aware of the truth?" Yunho accused him once again. "I'll kill you." Left Eye let out a shriek and swung a big bat at Yunho. Jongho. When Yo-sang had arrived, Jongho was intoxicated with illusion and was running furiously toward the cliff.
What Whoa. Wait, am I missing something else about to pop up? No, we're good. Whoa. Okay, we're really starting to get a good idea, but like a good idea of the storyline. But I'm a little confused. Who Left Eye is? Like, I know they kind of said it, but I'm still a little confused. Okay, I'm not sure why that's there. I haven't watched this. Part 3.
The Fourth Industrial Revolution stimulated the advances of science and technology. It also brought an expansion of human lifespan to 200 years. As the human lifespan increased, so did compulsory education. 40 years of education was required to learn basic knowledge and simple principles for living in this world. The central government desired to construct their own utopian society by using an AI system, thereby making it possible to remove and take control of every unpredictable variable. It succeeded in predicting all the possible outcomes, allowing the government to completely take over. But of course there was one problem they could not solve: human emotions. By applying deep learning technology.
Wait, the central government is... Wait. It also makes human lifespan, education, simple principles, yes, AI system, making it possible to remove and take control over every unpredictable variable.
The AI that identified the new variable as a bug cultivated a new market platform for estimating individual energy, which was known as something unpredictable, and trading it, as the government prohibited all kinds of art and exercised control over the new energy trading platform. Sensitivity, emotion, and free will gradually faded away, and humanity fell to components for maintaining the world.
Wow. Calm before the storm. Da, da. Ba, ba.
A referee announced the start of the game. My teammate intercepted the ball and passed it to me. With my great dribbling skill, I went across the court. I attempted a layup from my rival's blocking. The ball hung on the rim, then fell in. Yes, I've turned the game around. With excitement, I landed on my feet from my successful shoot when all of a sudden, the floor lay in front of my eyes. Have I sprained my ankle? My head dimmed out. Just before I crashed to the floor, someone grabbed my arm. Jung-ho, a familiar voice, one I have definitely heard before. Who could it be? As my eyes started to regain focus, the figure of the person holding my arm started to form. A doctor. The doctor seemed to think deeply before telling me about my ankle. It was somewhere along the lines that I had no problem living a normal life. But basketball would not be an option anymore. What all my colleagues could do was leaving me with pitiful eyes. I freed myself from the doctor's strong hold of my arm and yelled at my colleagues as they were distancing. Please take me with you. Please, don't leave me here. I screamed at the top of my lungs desperately. Then again I heard it. Jung-ho, Jung-ho. I could see faintly Yosang's face behind the doctor's shoulders. He reached out his arm to hold me, which stopped me frantically moving. He raised my body up and put the gas mask from his face to mine. After inhaling in and out a few times, I began to see my surroundings more clearly. We were sitting.
So what happened? Did he run out of oxygen or something and start breathing in the hallucination smoke? I am paying attention. I swear, but because I'm like reading it, and sometimes the speaker goes too fast, and then I'm like listening to what they're saying and reading, but it's not hitting. So what? Like, why did he hallucinate?
A cliff. Speechless. I looked up at Yosang with complete confusion. He held my hand and told me the Grimes girl found her voice back. Then with a warm smile he said, "Let's get out of here."
See if Liv's written back. Not yet.
The bat that Left Eye hit dodged me by an inch and smashed into an...
Pause. So... Left Eye is the manager of the dump. Yeah, the boy is used as their hideout in Strickland, and he knows how to break into the android's bunker. So at first, they don't get along, and they have a bit of a fight because he's high on the hallucinogenic gas. Yeah, so that's what we just saw. But then he joins them, and their cause, and decides to help them find the bunker. Got it. Okay. She's writing more, but I'll come back to it.
An abandoned window. The broken pieces scattered into the air. I looked at him without a blink. He would only swing the bat even more recklessly. Everything that hit the bat shattered to nothing. I slowly walked towards him. I
Wait,
hear the
sorry, I
members
wasn't focused. Go
scattered
back.
into the air.
Go
It
back.
dodged me by an inch.
Wait. Okay.
The bat that Left Eye hit dodged me by an inch and smashed
That's
into
right.
an abandoned window. The broken pieces scattered into the air. I looked at him without a blink. He would only swing the bat even more recklessly. Everything that hit the bat shattered to nothing. I slowly walked towards him. I hear the members' voices trying to stop me, but a strange form of pity inside of me. An unexplainable emotion on top of that led me fearlessly to stand in front of him. Left Eye was still holding tight to his bat, but his pupils were shaking. It looked as if the hallucination was fading. It's not your fault, with the drop of his bat. Left Eye fell to the floor like a lifeless toy. You had no thoughts of harming anyone in the first place. He looked up with sorrowful eyes and began to let go of his tears together with the emotions he had locked up. He would have lived many days with the burden of guilt after his daughter died. What if, just what if I didn't send her there that day? What if I was there with her? What if? Looking at him felt like seeing me stripped of everything in front of a mirror.
Before we get into Mingy's diary entry, basically he's just there to give in real life Ateez context and information and help in Strickland since they're not from there. And then once Ateez gets taken back to their OG universe, he helps continue the cause of resistance. Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah, there's a bit of a spiral that's going to happen, I think. Extremely law-based. Sorry, I'm just reading what Liv had written before, and she was laughing about how I'm already spiraling before even diving into the storyline. Really need to be caught up for this comeback just from the teasers and trailers and hints already. It's extremely law-based. Yeah. Okay. Mingy's diary entry.
Those boys will be able to save the Black Pirates, sailing towards the Android Guardian's bunker. I came out to the deck as the members fell asleep. I hear the Grimes boy's voice full of conviction from a distance.
So wait, so what I need to know though is whether the Black Pirates, so are the Black Pirates, which are, I guess, them in a different universe, good or bad? That's what I'm not sure, because there's the white-clad giants and then the Black Pirates, and I'm not sure of what is good or not.
Not wanting to join in their conversation, I quietly hid. They were watching a video of Left Eye's
the white-clad
daughter
giants seem to be
and were missing
evil.
the times when they could sing and dance as much as they wanted.
Or are the white-clad giants the government?
They comforted themselves by saying they would soon save the Black Pirates, and all will return to normal.
And the Black Pirates
Look
are
at the
trying
sea,
to...
shouted the Grimes girl with the return voice. The sea absorbing a bright orange color from the sunset swayed beneath. It was beautiful. I was missing this in my life.
I should have done this
said
live with
Left
Liv.
Eye. Adding that he was blind by the past wandering relentlessly. They watched the sea for a while in complete silence, as if all the concerns and worries of this world had disappeared. The Grimes siblings started humming a song, gradually getting louder. Left Eye playfully danced, although a bit of a laugh. It was wonderful. I didn't realize I let out a small laugh. The calm wind tickled my hair. The sea shone as if embracing a pearl. As time passed, Left Eye and the Grimes siblings were singing and dancing together. Someone said, dancing defines at least the smallest will to leave. So, people dance in the brim of hopelessness. That's right. I could have lived without realizing this. I could not see the present because it was disturbed by past misfortunes. The hopeless sun has hidden behind the horizon and the stars of hope have made their appearance in the sky. The sway of the orange-lit sea faded as the waves embraced the shining stars.
Let me see if it's written back.
The late afternoon of the following day,
Oh yeah.
we finally arrived on the island from the elongated shadows of the afternoon sun. I could see
What I can't figure out is how are the words behind the person? Because you would have put the words on top, right? So I'm so
mansions and
confused.
sun beds. When I stepped onto the sand, I could feel heat rising. The island was considered a tourist paradise in the past. However, nobody had visited this island for their holidays anymore since taking a rest, and trips became meaningless and worthless in this world to escape quickly. Left Eye and the Grimes siblings stayed in the ship. We walked down the island to look for the place, called the Android Guardian Bunker, and we easily found the place. which was blowing off golden steam on this isolated island. When we got there, it was a gallery in the middle of the island. Gallery. They banned all kinds of art. Funny of them to settle and build their bunker there. We passed along the empty lobby and went towards the exhibition. The golden yellow steam continually spurted from where an arrow indicated an exhibition route. Some drunk android guardians were laid on the floor, and at the end of its view, I could see the men in black fedora were in a glass prison. There was a man at the end of the smoky road, to be more specific. They were there, the men in black fedora that we met in our dreams. One person was leaning on the wall, hardly on their feet, and my instinct said that I must save them. I threw myself to the glass wall. It did not move. I bumped into it again. The man finally heard the noise and saw me. "Finally, you are here," he said, and he barely took off his mask. As I saw his face, I was shocked. He was me. The man had exactly the same face as mine. Listen, we called you here. In the midst of these strange incidents, I could only
I
shake
feel like I knew that. I feel like I knew it was them in like another dimension type thing. I don't know if it's another dimension, but like I wasn't sure.
my head. We are
Like I know it was them in the MVs.
captured here. And somebody has to do our work. You may have noticed it. This world needs a change. Why does it have to be us? Why do we share the same face? I kept questioning him and tried to break the glass wall between us, but not even a small crack. I don't have enough time to tell you the whole story. We are going to be seen by the Guardians when the smoke fades. Do what I do. The man put his hand on the glass wall and told us to copy him, so we put our hands like he did. We all face walls. Sometimes, we think that our lives would be happier without walls, but that is not true. If we earn things easily, we could lose them easily.
Yeah.
The man and I faced each other, and I felt some indescribable energy swirling near us. Regardless of this unbelievable reality, the men with the same faces of us. Endless questions about this world and everything. Soon after, we were wearing their black suits without even noticing.
Okay, they are good. That's how it is. Yeah, the Black Pirates. They're the ones trying to break the brainwashing. Just got to that explanation part. Cool.
When I was dazed by this black suit thing, I heard the voice of the man who has the same face as Hong Jun from the other side of the wall. "You have to run before the smoke fades," he shouted. The android guardian was burning new energy in the center of the hall. It was people's memories. I pick up some of the memories that were not yet burnt from the floor. A memory of confessing love to my lover. A memory of walking my dog on the beach. A memory of first trip with my friends. They were all valuable and unforgettable memories. These memories were the source to live and hope. Android guardians were burning the hope of people, and they were drunk from the smoke. I felt a surge of anger coming over me. All of a sudden, Seonghwa shouted, "I can't see Yosang."
Yosang. Whoa, that
After
hairstyle on him.
Yosang disappeared,
Whoa.
we were all in panic and ran instantly to the lobby. Fortunately, Yosang also ran to us from the opposite exhibition at the same time, with relief. We moved toward the exhibition. While looking back, Yosang threw a shining object. The object was the chromer. It was a short moment of celebration that we are soon going back home when the crowd of android guardians came up to us behind Yosang. The biggest guardian grabbed Yosang's neck. He threatened us, saying that if we do not hand over the chromer,
Wait, my brain
that we
wasn't
are soon
focused. I was
to a
looking at the
shining-
time. After Yosang disappeared, we were all in panic and ran instantly to the lobby. Fortunately, Yosang also ran to us from the opposite time. With relief, we moved towards the
object. The object was the chromer. It was a short moment of celebration that we are soon going back home when the crowd of android guardians came up to us behind Yosang. The biggest guardian grabbed Yosang's neck. He threatened us, saying that if we do not hand over the chromer.
So is the android guardians? Are the android guardians the government? That's what I need to know, because I don't know who the android guardians are.
He would break Yosang's neck. There was no way. When Hong Jun,
Yes,
holding
they
the
are.
chromer, attempted to approach Yosang, the android guardians had ordered not to come near and just to throw over the chromer from a distance. Don't hand it over. Once we give it to them, they will take us too. Yosang shouted. It was the worst situation for us. If we did not hand it over, Yosang would be in danger. If we just hand it over, Everyone would be caught. We cannot let Yoseng sacrifice for 7 members. What can I do? Hong Jun seemed to have the same thought, looking at Yoseng and us by turns. Hong Jun began to speak about his decision. He said that he would throw the Chromer over to them if they would let Yoseng go between us and them.
But what's the Chroma doing? Like, what's the power? What is the power of the... What power does the Chroma have? And what power does the Chroma have? And are Ateez, are they from another dimension? From another dimension. Because these kind of questions, maybe, and I might be asking Liv questions that they've told me, but maybe it just hasn't sunk in.
This android guardian could get us whenever he wanted us in this gallery. I don't doubt that. Is there any way to save myself and get the Chromer? No, these guys are everywhere. It was my fault. I should have been more careful. My friends would not have been all scattered if I had not met them at first. Then we could have not been left in this weird and dangerous place, while regretting my careless behavior. I arrived in the middle of the Guardians and my members. The android guardian shouted to Hong Jun to pass the Chromer. I saw the Chromer in the hands of Hong Jun. What do we know about that sand glass? I asked myself, and an answer popped in my head. It may be a gambling, but there was no other way. Hong Jun threw the Chromer to the Guardian. The Chromer darted through the air, and I quickly snatched and turned it.
Oh.
The android guardians seemed confused, and they immediately started to chase after me. So I smashed the Chromer. The glass broke down and the sand splashed everywhere. I was being dragged away, and Hong Jun tried to grab my hand. The light flashed.
Okay, so Liv just said, Ateez are from the Strickland universe. Okay, they have said that. The Chroma is the device that allows them to travel through the dimensions. Said that as well. Okay. Have told me in this, but it didn't stick, obviously. Okay, because that makes sense. Now that she said it, I'm like, oh, right, got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. San's quivering voice echoed in the heavy air of dawn. When we woke up, we were in the warehouse where our journey began, and everything was remaining the same. San could not believe that there were only 7 of them. He wiped his tears and tried to get himself together. Everyone was silent. They were only staring into each other's eyes. Jongho, Wooyoung, Mingi, Yunho, Seonghwa, Hongjun, and I. San repeatedly shook his
your
head.
son got taken?
He mumbled to count again and again with a crying voice, then he moaned. A shadow of despair fell on their faces. What would happen to Yosei? Like the Black Pirate, what if he's been? Wooyoung couldn't
that's why
finish
he's
his
in
sentence.
there.
A heavy silence filled the space, and no one could answer his question. Jung stood up from the couch. He opened and showed his hand full of blood with fragments of glass and dirty sand to the members. He dusted his hands off. Broken pieces fell found and down. We shouldn't have been there, then nothing would have happened. Knock, knock. There was a knocking sound from an old door. Hard-faced Hong Jun opened the door. Nobody was there. Something bumped into the door and fell onto the floor. This is Yoseng's drone, who drove it here. Hong Jun swept dust from the drone and placed it on the top of a drawer. He stared at the lights coming from the...
It's funny because doesn't your song have a drone that he was using to take things to the members? Was that him?
Slightly open door. We all surely felt it. Yoseng is alive.
Wow. Okay, it's all coming together. How long is this? 15 minutes? Okay, I can do this one. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow. Okay, so... But since they are just alternate versions of Ateez, they are connected. That's why Halajung tried to communicate with Ateez Jung, because he needed his help after being caught by the androids. And once they meet, Halateez gets absorbed into Ateez, I think. A lot of their songs have points about remembering or deja vu or feeling someone else take over. They were all leading up to that. Right. True. Wow, I just got goosebumps. Oh, what's happening? Restart. What a cool storyline. Sorry, my hair, when things tickle my neck, it's really annoying, so I'm constantly getting my hair away from it. Probably super annoying. Oh, that though. That would have
Saving humanity from the doom that's about to strike. A trio caught stealing a Mayan relic was revealed as Science Alvar, a new religious organization. The security arrested the trio red-handed. The trio were attempting to steal a Mayan relic from the Mayan civilization exhibition at the National Museum of Korea. Seoul Yongsan Police Station is investigating suspects A, B, and C for the crime attempt of...
Wait, what are they stealing? It's so small, this writing. From the doom that's about to strike, caught them stealing Mayan relic was revealed. What is Mayan as... What? A new religious organization?
The trio are suspected of stealing the exhibited relic from the time, destiny, and prophecy of the Maya civilization at 10:05 a.m. on the 10th. A reporter behind the case interviewed Suspect A's crime motive. Suspect A stated that I had to steal the relic to save humanity before they face the world's end. It was later found that the trio are believers of the religion Science Olvar. It is speculated that the trio committed the crime under the influence of Henry Joe. The religious leader, Science Olvar, is a new religion and was established in 1999 by a scientist named Henry Joe. This religion believes that humans are a collection of energy, and human concerns from an uncertain future can be resolved by science. Henry Joe frequently mentioned the Mayan relic, shaped in an hourglass, in official statements. Henry Joe also mentioned that the energy condensed inside of it will be the key to saving humanity. The Mayan relic Henry Joe mentioned is an hourglass artifact that imitates the moon's movement. There are many speculations for the exact purpose of the artifact among experts. However, one clear established theory is that the relic, crafted through an uncommon metallurgy technique, was used for ceremonial purposes.
Hey.
A week has passed since we came back here without Yosei. We stayed at this place, where android guardians do not exist, before we left to that other dimension. That street and people all still look the same as always, but the only thing that changed is the time zone. Simply put, we have returned to the past. This was the moment before we gathered at our agit. Not too long before Yuno's older brother's car accident. We assumed that the time zone was twisted when the Cromer broke, and Yuno was thrilled, probably because his brother was brought back to life from the tragic accident. I can understand Yuno, but deep down in my heart I felt bitter against him, whether we are in the past or present. One thing was clear, we may be alive, but Yoseng isn't here with us, since the Cromer was broken. There's no way for us to be back there. We were hopelessly wasting time. Then Seong were rushed and shouted, "This is the Cromer, right?" He showed an article featuring the attempted robbery of the Mayan relic exhibited at the National Museum of Korea.
So the chroma and the Mayan relic are the same thing?
The hourglass that captures the lunar movement. It was the Cromer.
I feel like I need to go back and watch the MVs again.
If we think back to the broken Cromer,
maybe I'll do that in the next
I
part.
got in my dream was from the man with the black fedora. It means that Cromer was existing in their dimension. It would be possible that there is another Cromer in this dimension. Let's find the Cromer to find Yoseng and put it back to the original place. Hong Jun yelled. However, other members were against Hong Jun's idea, saying it is too dangerous and illegal, whether it is legal or illegal. What about Yoseng? You are telling me that you want us to leave him there. If it were me in the past, who was stuck up and scared to break the rules, I would have reacted the same as the other members when Hong Jun suggested his idea. Maybe this made me even madder. But now, I'm not the person who I used to be. Saving Yoseng is my top priority. We decided not to be stuck in the past. When we left to another dimension, all we made up our mind, didn't we? We do know we are not in the present, so we must go back to make everything right. After giving some thought, one by one, the members started to agree with stealing the Cromer, as everyone was coming together. Yuno quietly said, "I want to stay here. I can't leave my brother."
Understandable.
As much as I believed in Yuno, his statement came as a shock. I walked around our agit to pull myself together. Mingi quietly came out and walked with me. He probably felt the same. I respect Yuno's decision. I looked at Mingi, perplexed. He carefully went on. When I thought that I may lose my grandmother, everything felt meaningless, even my dreams and our members. I believe it will be even worse for Yunho. He already lost his brother once. He'd never want to let him go. At that moment, I remembered when I punched Mingi, when Mingi told us he wanted to quit, saying that our dreams are meaningless. I felt betrayed and swung my fist, obviously. My heart was instantly flooded with regret. It's too late to say this now, but I didn't want to give up at all. He said that the only reason he'd made up his mind to give up was his grandmother. his only family member who had collapsed on that day. The fact that he is having a great time with our members while his grandmother is suffering haunted him. I was able to finally understand Mingy's perspective after he shared his story. I knew that I could never fully understand what Yunho has gone through, but I assumed that he had a hard time as well. He should be conflicted between finding his brother and saving Yosei. I am sure he is suffering from it. After having a long discussion, we chose to respect Yunho's choice. No one can force to decide.
What? Wait. Let me be back in 1 second. Okay, we're good. Okay, so they left Yuno in the past? What? Yuno.
Everyone should be in front of the museum by now. Why am I so nervous? I'm sure everything is going as we planned. My brother scolded me for checking my phone every minute, full of embarrassment. I put down my phone. I started to massage his left leg, telling him everything was fine. You are so weird. You've changed so much. Well, I like it a lot better than when you were wandering around on your motorcycle. But I still can't get used to this sudden change in the last 2 weeks. I understand what he said. Well, I came back from the future. I think God gave you perfect hands at the cost of giving legs that need a bit of help. I said. I imitated my brother playing the guitar as he gave me a curious look. He laughed out loud and asked me to massage his left leg harder. Since birth, he had a dysfunctional right leg. So my brother's left leg would always be swollen, doing as it is doing all of the leg work. Well, if my legs were good, I would never imagine myself sitting here to play the instrument. Maybe some deficiencies are a blessing in disguise. Giving insight. Right. He finished talking and turned on the TV in the corner of the room. And headline news came out. It was about Henry Cho, the leader of Scienceolvar, breaking into the National Museum of Korea to steal Mayan relics with hundreds of Scienceolvar's believers, some boys who were trying to stop them from stealing the relic. And now they are held as hostages. I jumped up. The hostages were my members.
Oh, no.
I took out my motorcycle key from the cabinet and yelled at my brother, "Stay inside. You must stay inside no matter what."
But wait. So they went, I thought they were going back to the future though. Or did they steal it? Were they stealing it first and then going back to the future?
Scienceolvar was a religious group. But why? Why is Henry Joe pointing his knife at my throat? How did this happen? 4 p.m. We met up in front of the museum and planned to enter the museum in 2 groups of 3. As closing time approached, the security guards were loosening up. One group was responsible for catching the guards' attention while the other group steals the chromer. We planned to go get Yosang as soon as we stole the chromer. However, even before entering the museum, our plan fell apart. Among the crowd of people in red coming out of the exhibition hall, a man in a black techwear outfit was holding the chromer. He had a long white beard, a black mole on his right cheek, and large goggles. It was Henry Joe, the leader of Scienceolvar. We had to get the chromer back from him. If we miss this opportunity, there may be no way back. Right then, some high school girls with red blankets on their shoulders passed by me without giving any thought. I took their blanket and put it over my head, and then joined the group of Scienceolvar believers, leaving the faces of embarrassed high school girls behind. The members also joined the group covered with blankets. We gradually approached Henry Joe. As we reached close enough to snatch the chromer, bang, the police shot a blank fire shot and blocked Henry Joe and the Scienceolvar believers. At that moment I reached towards the chromer, but Henry Joe pointed a blade at my throat even more quickly. He whispered in my ear, holding back his laughter, "I just needed a hostage, so thank you for coming."
Whoa.
Think Hong Jun. Think. My head blacked out. My head stopped because of this fear I've never felt before. Bang. The police shot another blank fire shot. As the final warning, the police yelled that as the hostages were not released, they would fire shots immediately. As the believers started to murmur, Henry Joe yelled not to be swayed. At the moment, a group of bikers ran toward the museum with a loud exhaust sound. 6 bikes began to circle the crown of Scienceolvar. The believers started to get nervous about the rider's unknown intention. Henry Joe shouted, but the motorcycles were too loud to hear anything. Then, a familiar sticker caught my eyes. Ateez. It was Yunho. The other riders must be Yunho's friends. I intuitively knew Yunho's plan. As Henry Joe lost control over his believers, he turned towards the crowd. Wooyoung. I wasn't sure if Wooyoung heard me, or he intuitively knew it was Yunho. But Wooyoung snatched the chromer and started to run. As soon as we ran out of the group of believers, Yunho and the riders seated us on their motorcycles and ramped up. We could see Henry Joe running away alone while the police were trying to control the believers.
Wow.
Ah, I knew you'd come back. I shouted with excitement behind Yoonho as I was shouting with joy. I heard Hyunjun saying there's a car behind you. The 6 motorcycles suddenly turned their directions, and everyone fell to the ground. The car, coming to crush us, was overpowered by its own momentum and flipped into the pedestrian walk, hitting the pedestrians. Yoonho's eyes trembled as he saw the pedestrians lying on the ground. Brother, Yoonho screamed as he ran to the pedestrian. It was Yoonho's brother on the ground. He seemed like he was heading towards the museum. After seeing Yoonho's motorcycle on the news, Yoonho's brother slowly opened his eyes and asked, "Is it 5:07 right now?" I checked my phone and it was 5:07 p.m. Your diary said that I got hit by a car at 5:07 p.m. Yoonho looked at his brother. Startled, his brother went on saying, "Sorry, I read your journal on the desk. I knew something was going on, but you never told me what you're going through." He painfully continued breathing. It didn't make any sense, so I thought it was a lie. I guess it wasn't. We need to go to the hospital right now. Yoonho wiped his tears and tried to pull his brother, but his brother grabbed his arm. Yoonho held onto his brother's hand as if he'd never let his brother go. "There's something I need to tell you. It wasn't your fault that I got injured back then. And even now, it wasn't your fault. So leave me in the past and move on with your own life." Yoonho was weeping. His brother slowly patted Yoonho's head. "I love you, my brother. You know what I always say, right? You're doing your best just by going through the day. I was happy enough for the last 2 weeks. I appreciate it." Then, Yoonho's brother passed out. Yoonho put his head down on his brother's chest and wailed. Henry Joe stumbled out of the driver's seat of the overturned car. Blood was running down slowly on Henry Joe's face because of his head injury. Henry Joe stared at the chromer in Woo-Young's hand. He then began to run towards Woo-Young with a knife. Yoonho quickly threw his fist at Henry Joe and yelled, "Turn the chromer." Henry Joe snatched the knife that he dropped when he fell down. Hurry! Right at the moment when Henry Joe was raging towards us, Woo-Young turned the chromer.
It was like not the reason, but like would have always been a part of why his brother got hit. Because even in the past, it would have been the same thing.
How long have I been in this glass room?
I don't know.
It felt like an eternity being in this tube without any light. I found the whole light of resistances who revolted against the government, standing in front of my glass room with their biological energy stolen. Android guardians covered them with black fabric. Maybe they did not want to see the undead resistances. The worst part was that the Grimes siblings were among the covered resistances. The Grimes siblings and Left Eye ran into the art museum after seeing the light that the chromer had emitted when it shattered. Left Eye was able to escape the bunker, but he lost his right arm. The Grimes siblings got caught and lost their biological energy. I don't know how much time has passed. The pain was so great that I desired to lose my emotions instead. I wished that the Guardians would just kill me. When my train of thoughts went that far, I heard a trumpet sound somewhere. The Guardians, surveilling me, busted out. I heard beating and moaning outside. I started beating at the glass tube without even knowing. Somebody please get me out of here. Please. The light that I hadn't seen for age slid in when the door opened. Men in black fedoras were fighting with android guardians behind the open door. "Hey, Yosang." I heard a warm voice calling my name. A guy came near my glass room and pulled down his black mask. Tears of relief burst out my eyes. It was Xianghua.
Xianghua. Xianghua. Yosang.
The underground hideout of the resistance organization Black Pirate. A signal came from an old small machine. A one-armed man rushed in and sat down in front of the old machine.
Someone said
the one-armed man held up a
blinks
pen
were.
to write down the codes. It was Left Eye. After suffering from another loss, he looked rather fragile. Left Eye interpreted the Morse code he wrote down. The light of hope spread on his face gradually. Left Eye turned to the people and shouted, "They're back. They came back." The cheers of Black Pirate echoed in the underground hideout. The messy handwriting of Left Eye on the paper reads, "Say my name. Ateez."
Wow. The end of the beginning. my God. Because what was their last album? I've listened to so much of their music, but I don't know what the order of their albums were because I was going back and forward, you know? Ateez, Zero. So it was Eternal Sunshine, Deja Vu, those songs. Okay. That was their one? 2021, yeah. Apart from, obviously, Rocky. Like their Japanese stuff. Well, Rocky's not new, but you know what I mean. Wow, okay, well, that's fun. So I'm going to continue more tomorrow because even though that's given me like a good idea, a really, really good idea of the storyline, there's still more that I want to dive into. So this is going to be a pretty long reaction, but that's okay. If you're interested in the storyline, then it'll be good. So yeah, I am going to stop this now and I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you in literally 1 second. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next day. Okay, so in the time that I stopped recording yesterday to the time that I like drove to work, Ateez literally dropped yet another teaser, only 27 seconds. So I am going to watch it now before we continue with the storyline. There is a kid losing their shit outside. Okay. Can you hear that? Are you okay? Do you need help? Jesus Christ. The showcase is tonight, 10 p.m. my time. I am going to wait up. I know 10 p.m. isn't late, but like I usually don't film at like 10 p.m. So I am going to be filming tonight because I'm not going to be able to wait. And I'm just so freaking excited. All right, let's go.
Make a move.
Whoa! I don't know what it is. Why does it always bring tears to my eyes?
Make a move.
Okay, so based off like, oh my God, honestly, based off everything that we have learnt so far, by the way, watching this teaser now already feels so different, like with the big black speaker in the middle, almost like going against like the government who has taken away all of those, like, did they take away sound as well as, not sound, but like listening to music as well as dance? And they're dressed in black, so I'm presuming that they might be, like, are they Ateez now? Whoa. This song is going to be so epic.
Make a move.
That's like a grenade. Like that. Playing in the middle of the street. With the black flag. I was trying to stop on the black flag. There we go. So is that like the Ateez flag? Oh my God. Honestly, yeah. Either Park Jimin. Even Park Jimin is excited, y'all. Oh my goodness. But isn't it funny how like I've been watching, like I've watched these teasers and not really thought anything about how, like I didn't even know how it would like link to their storyline. But now after just those things that I watched yesterday or the start of this video, I already can start speculating what might be going on. Like I know they're trying to rebel against the government, which was the white clad whatever they were called. And that to me, I don't know, that to me is like they're ready. Although they're still trying to save Yeosang, aren't they? But Yeosang was in it. But aren't they still trying to save Yeosang? I don't remember. I mean, I can't. Wait. I need to ask Liv there. Are they still trying to save Yeosang? Is that where we're at? Because I'm pretty sure that's where we're at, right? They're still trying to save Yeosang. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to watch the first 30 minutes of the Ateez XR show Fever. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're just going to watch the first 30 minutes to give us context. Let's go. I swear I put boiling water in this, but it's not even hot.
People, open your eyes. For our lives, keep your mind. Now is the time for freedom if we try. Listen, look, fight, open your eyes!
Coming to you, I won't give up. Everybody say yeah.
조금 더 크게 say my name. 그게 잠들 나는 뜨게 해.
한 번 더 크게 say my name. 네가 내 이름을 불러주면 어느새 먼 곳을 향해 더 fly high. 막아서지 마라 give it up.
Oh, it sounds so good.
We don't want no trouble. Just moving forward.
Oh, also, someone, I think it was Mackenzie shared something on Twitter about how the Ateez A is like an eyeball as well, or something. That's pretty cool. Kenzie, if you're watching.
저기서 달빛이 부를 때 세상을 덮칠 듯 달군해 우리 손을 잡고 날아가 Yes sir 부름의 응답
Hey.
나를 불러줘 나를 불러줘 내 손을 잡아봐 나를 불러줘 내 손을 잡아봐 내 눈을 끌어
Oh yeah 길을 틀어 이 길은 승한차게 한번 위상과 비상을 한 끗차 하늘과 휘갈리는 거더 이상 구간들어 또한 그 문보한 배를 타 걸어와 내게로 가
부르고 불러줘 날 내 이름은 검색해 그렇게 불러도 내 택 따랐고 곁에 가득 어서 노력을 지켜봐 이름 딱 내 기지 여기다 흔하게 남겨놔 zoom인을 그 사람들 가슴이 뛰는 거 벅차오르는 거 아마도 운명일 거야 Please don't let me go 비로소 정해진 하나의 my way couldn't nobody else couldn't nobody else
So it's interesting that I don't know, like I know that they are filtering through the storyline before and probably during these types of performances, but I do wonder if the fact that they're showing that they're on like kind of the big screen playing through like the streets and stuff, if that's like a part of it as well, because that's banned obviously. So I wonder, are they, I'm going to be watching the Say My Name film clip next because that's part of the storyline. Okay, yeah, there is Ateez in that. Okay, wait. So Liv replied and said, oh, shivers, and said, because I asked her, are they still trying to save your song? Fever epilogue diary entry ends with a Songhwa coming to get your song. Pretty sure it's Ateez Songhwa. Timeline-wise, it's been said that this all happens after Answer MV. So far the timeline is Fever Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Epilogue, Treasure, Ep 2, or Ep 1, Ep 2, and so on. Ending with Answer, and then now Gorilla. So Fever Epilogue Diary. Okay, so even the Kingdom stage for Answer, Ode to Joy, depicted a big battle between Ateez, hahaha, and the Android Guardians. So that will be where we're left off, and presumably where Gorilla starts. So did we? So the first. Hang on. So after Fever Epilogue. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna watch. I feel like I have questions.
떨린다 내 가슴이 뛰고 있다 처음 느낀 이 감정이 새로운 나를 만든다 글러머로 내가 만나온 그때 그 거울이 시작점 아직도 하루에도 수백 번 더 큰 my mind.
Sorry. So to answer your question, yes, they saved your song in Kingdom Answer Performance. Got it.
발자국 사막의 한복판 조금만 낮은 발 굴러서 만들어 모래바람이 저 끝에 다 닿을 때까지 Deep in my heart, deep in my soul 피어나는 flashing light Deep down my heart, deep down my soul 꺼지지 않는 불씨처럼 fire
Sorry, the way they carried the storyline through Kingdom? What? Wow.
Hurry up now. Surprise 모두 get it back. Trust size call the 현실. Frightening, let's get burning now.
I love Songhwa's facial expressions here. Ooh.
Hey, relax
Whoa. Scared me. Whoa. Oh!
Ateez!
Whoa! What do I do with my body? Whoa! There was also a ballerina dancing behind your song. I don't know if that's just on there, if they've put that on there. Oh, and the Ateez person on the billboard. Yeah, that's supposed to be an eye, apparently. I don't know if is that common knowledge? I didn't know that. Be a bit trippin'. Chenny, my boy. Wait. Liv just said, personally, I think Gorilla will somehow be tied to Wonderland since Break the Wall is so prevalent in both. But I really don't know. Wonderland is the hardest MV for me to theorize. Hey.
Shine like the sunshine.
So right.
홍준이 형 빨리 와.
빨리 와.
얘들아 그럼 이제 제대로 해볼까?
Love that hair on Hongjung. Imagine this is how they practiced. Actually, I used to do that. Stand in a circle and do the choreography. Oh, get it. Ooh, yay. Hey. Cuties. Sorry. She said, I'm not, because I asked Liv, I said, I ended with Fever epilogue, so am I missing like anything storyline wise? And she said, you're not missing anything, really. Everything that happens in Treasure series is basically leading up to Ateez and Ateez joining forces in Answer. That's all you really need to know for now. You can theory and lyric deep dive another time if need be. Yeah.
너 그러다 후회한다고 조금 더 크면 알게 된다고 매번 다시 똑같은 말만 I'm sick and tired of it I'm sick and tired of it yeah 하고 싶은 게 뭐냐고 너는 커서 뭐가 될 거냐고 모르겠네요 처음이라 또 살아봐야 알 것 같은데 이래라 저래라 베베베 씹어주면 남자제가 퍽퍽퍽 저들이 완전 폭삭 같아져 아예 끼리끼리들 모여 쪽쪽쪽 이들이 아셔 참 그냥 박사차
야 저기 들어 베기 들어 너는 왜 말 안 들어 나한테는 너 때가 뭐 애도 뭐냐가 듣기가 싫어
내 말이 다 맞다고 해봤어 난 맞고 Yes sir yes sir yes sir Gracias 걱정은 너한테 사복해 난 그저 나일 뿐인걸 날 위해서 다 하지마 내버려도 난 내 믿을래
Hey.
춤을 춰 움직여 춤을 춰 내 시간은 내가 원하는 대로
쏟아지는 비켜라 내가 나간다 버텨 하나 둘하면 조져 지나친 관심은 독인이 잔을 버리고 한번에 우두머리 베기면 베개 터치 준비를 하시고 잡아내 꼬리에 꼬리를 물 때까지
베기 들어 너는 왜 말 안 들어 나 때는 너 때가 뭐 애가 뭐냐 그 너게 그쳐 내 말이 다 맞다고 해봤어 난 내꺼 Yes sir yes sir yes sir Gracias 걱정은 너 땡 사목해 난 그저 나일 뿐인걸 날 위해서 다 하지마 내버려도 난 내 믿을래 춤을 춰 움직여
Oh, that eyebrow raise.
내 시간은 내가 원하는 대로 하지마 네 맘대로 나는 날 잘 알아 뭐든 다 내 식대로 하게 내버려둬
We are all out of power
We are on the break 끝까지 속도는 다 따라 We are on the break 내 말 좀 들으라고 해보면 안 되냐고 Yes sir yes sir yes sir I'm okay so 걱정은 너한테 사복해 난 그저 나일 뿐인걸 날 위해서 다 하지마 내버려도 난 내 믿을래 춤을 춰
Eye contact king. Wow. Ateez needs Ateez for some reason to be able to fight against and defeat the government. Sorry, just reading updates as I go, you know. As you go, updater. Thank you, Liv. The real MVP. Who turned that? Oh, you look so cute.
I'm in love. I'm in love. 찰나의 순간 가득
I have a question.
모든 감각이 멈춘 순간 내 안에 퍼진 작은 떨림 처음 느껴보는 내가 된 듯한 기분이 날 삼켜와 꿈에서도 본 적 없는 꿈을 꾸는 기분이야 꿈이라고 단정 짓기엔 꽤 확실한 느낌이다 그래 내 그림자서 끝까지 선명한데 널 다시 마주할 날만 바라볼게 전으로 돌아갈 순 없을 것 같아 늘 모르던 나늘 마주친 너의 난 걷잡을 수 없이 더 갈망하게 되는 걸 난 마치 꿈에서 꿈을 꾼 듯이 널 찾아서 헤매다 길을 잃어가 다신 깨지 못할 너란 꿈에 살아 Everyday 나 이런 건 chase you I'm dreaming a dream every night I'm in love
Ooh, wow. That's beautiful. It's so dark.
네가 남긴 흔적을 찾아
Yeah.
너란 꿈을 방황하는 나
Nobody's ever 그 어떤 것도 너를 채울 수 없어 man 꿈꾸는 밤도 전부 사라져가 babe 향기가 떠나질 않아 널 찾아 헤매는 나 구해줘 세워 Nobody 세워
전으로 돌아갈 순 없을 것 같아 널 마주친 너의 날 걷잡을 수 없이 더 갈망하게 되는 걸 난 마치 꿈에서 꿈을 꾼 듯이
Oh my god, son. Oh, you know. Whoa, his voice. The emotion. Wow, beautiful.
미친 사람처럼 너를 찾아 헤매다 잠이 깨면 다시 또
You know.
Where you at 너는 어디에 Where you go 맡겨둔 채 너 Coming tonight 매일 밤 너를 찾아 헤매는 널 잊을 수 없는 걸
Whoa, you, Jesus Christ, stronger. Even you know facial expressions here. By the way, that belt was beautiful. Wow. Oh my god. Wow. There's not many groups that could make me cry with their emotion, like with their dancing. I asked Liv when I said I had a question, I was like, I told her I forgot what happens when the hourglass is turned over. They travel through dimensions. Got it. I knew that the hourglass allowed them to travel through dimensions. I just wasn't sure how. So there you go. You turn it over. Are they in a new dimension now? I feel like I remember watching a performance in this setting. They were in a car or something. They were in the back of a car. Wow. Outfits are beautiful. Not gonna lie, they could have used better CGI. Jokes, but not, you know? What song is this? Oh. No, I don't know it.
넌 마치 꺼지는 starlight 내 심장을 집어삼키는 불빛 Oh no 난 눈이 멀어가 어떻게든 가져야겠어 그게 내가 숨을 쉬는 이유인 걸 더는 못 참겠어 Oh I just cannot be myself yeah
What song is this? I don't think I've heard this song before.
Oh yeah 그곳으로 난 가고 있어
I could have.
Cause you there, cause you there My heart beating so fast, heart beating so fast
Yeah, I have heard it before. Maybe only once.
Can't stop nobody else, can nobody else 갖고 싶어
작잘난 말의 욕망을 따라가 결국엔 다 깨진 남자
I need to Shazam it.
아마 길거져버 비상켜진 애는 불타진다 아주 먼 곳이 마주치는 방법 모르지 나 기꺼들이 행 아직은 갈 길이 좀 멀어 I'm coming to the wall 갖고 싶어 wow.
눈앞에 아른아른한 너는 마치 꿈속의 treasure 그저 생각만 해도 떨리는
Desire.
Oh no
This is Desire? Oh yeah, I don't feel like I've listened to it that much. Maybe once.
지금까지 지났던 시간 모두 내게 다 잊었어 Oh I just cannot be myself yeah 널 향한 욕망은 so selfish Oh yeah 그곳으로 난 가고 있어 Cause you're there Cause you're there My heart beating so fast Heart beating so fast 터질듯이 now
Yes, your song. What a good range for him.
Can nobody else 갖고 싶어 now 넘어지면 내 맘만 켜내 키우는 새빨간 불꽃이 꽃피워 터지고 말까 내 눈에 가득 desire 내 마음에 가득 desire It's the limit 끝은 누구도 예측할 수 없기에 I love my desire
Whoa, Hong Jung, you good? Whoa! He just snapped his neck. Woo! Wow. A spin. Yeah, I've definitely heard this song actually. I love my desire. Not many times.
I love my desire.
Because I remember someone telling me about how Mingy loves his desire.
I love my desire.
This music is so trippy. Why are they in blindfolds? Whoa. And now they're back? Whoa. Wait, wasn't this in the story? Isn't this when your song gets taken? It's epic though. Because Hong Jung throws him the crema and then your song jumps after it? No? Is this not that part? Oh, he chucked him something different. He didn't actually chuck him the crema. Wait, what? But all I was picturing was, I just remember in the story there was something about how there was a bang on the door and then that dude came in and then Hong Jung chucked him what he would pretended to be the crema, but it wasn't. But then didn't Yosung jump after it or something and then Yosung got taken? But then Hong Jung said to run away? Maybe I'm thinking, maybe that's not the same. Mouse live. Or is it deja vu again? Wait. If you're talking about that interlude part in the bunker, yes, I'm talking about that. The android comes to the door. It's not Hongjung, it's San. Huh? I will go forward. Liv, what are you talking about, girlfriend? It was definitely Hongjung that jumps after him. Yells for everyone to run, but San runs at the android. Was it San? Oh, it was San! Oh, it was San! Hongjung yells for everyone to run, but San runs at the android to protect everyone else so they can get away. He does the same in Kingdom Answer. Oh. Wow. Okay. So this is obviously a different part that I was thinking of. So then what happens to San? What happens to San then? Because he's in deja vu. In deja vu. He doesn't, so he didn't get captured. Interesting. So he's protecting everyone.
점점 가져가 save me, please leave me. 갈망의 목이 타워 덮칠 듯한 이 끌림에 감각마저 무뎌져 난 앞에 있는 너
Bombs are out.
현실인지 환상인지 꿈에서 꿈을 꾼 듯한 걸
Oh, song
몸에 전율이 널
Wow, your song. He's bringing visuals.
저기요 잠깐만 걸어놓은 패치면 나는 곤란해요 저기요 내가 본 꿈에서 네 다음 장면은 아마도 No way 피할 수 없은 play 맺혀버린 예순간 난 이미
퍼질 것 같아 숲에 내 손짓은 더 위험해 슈리럽 빨개 향기가 타올랐다고 속해
너의 눈치 수상하게 왜
바람에 뛰어가 마주에는 너의 race
꿈에서 꿈을 꾼 듯한 걸 오늘 몸에 전율이 널 기억하고 있는 것 같아 I know you get deja vu 미쳐가
Hey.
너와 눈이 마주친 순간 멈출 수가 없지 끝이 없는 갈증을 느껴 Know you get deja vu
I'd love to be able to tell you how it looked to your song, but the video's too dark.
미쳐가 I want you so bad oh 어느 곳 어떤 시간 어떤 운명이 날
Oh my god, they sound so good.
끌어당기는 건지 내 숨은 내게 닿는다 내 숨도 내게 닿을까
내 숨이 멎는다 해도 다음 꿈에서라도 fight you in my heart
너와 눈이 마주친 순간 멈출 수가 없지만 끝이 없는 갈증을 느껴 Now you get deja vu
Oh, song.
Oh deja vu 미쳐가 I want you so bad oh
미쳐가 우린 난또 아직 속삭고 위로 내 갖고만 해
생각인지 병인지 혼란스럽지 내 맘이 널 원하는 거 본능인 거야 Get
Deja vu. Wait, Liv said, not totally sure when XR film is supposed to take place. I feel like they did it purely to give added context before finishing the Fever series. So it's like past, present, future events all happening, mashed up into 30 minutes. Right. So, okay.
I'm the one in my zone. 다른 애들은 빼앗. 저 취한 바보들 좀 봐.
I'm gonna move on after this performance because the storyline stops. We can't move past this one. Six songs.
여기 지금 잊어버릴 것 같은 Oh na na think about it Oh na na 들어오다대 Oh na na feel about it 불놀이야 I'm the one in my zone 다른 애들은 저 취한 바보들 좀 봐 이건 무슨 일이야
I love that. Hey. Hey.
알고 있잖아 지금 넌 네가 느끼고 있는 이 떨림을 내 옆으로 와 내 자리로 와 우리 뜨겁기 위해서 어떤 것도 필요 없어 가자 높이 타올라라 Burning up firebomb 지금 우리 마치 불놀이야
Wow. Oh. Oh, that walk. All right. Well, that was epic. That was so epic. Okay. So, let me go through this little document that Liv sent me. Just in case you're following along with the storyline, there's some things that I won't be watching that Liv has suggested to watch. So I'm going to watch just two more things. One is the Say My Name MV, and the other is the Rhythm Tar Kingdom performance. But I'm going to have to put the opacity down. There's other Kingdom performances I wanted to watch, but there's not really any point me doing it on a reaction because I have to turn the opacity down anyway, so you guys can't see it. So I'm going to watch everything else on my own, and maybe you guys can write a list of what Liv says. So even though technically Fever Series chronologically takes place first in the lore, Say My Name MV is important. Illusion and Wave for these two, it's more about the lyrics and the overall theme rather than finding clues. Basically what is reality and what is not, and them joining together to reach their dreams. Just the intro to the Answer comeback performance, so I'm going to watch that one as well. Answer MV, this coming comeback takes place immediately after this MV. Inception, Fireworks. Pretty sure this is Ateez and they are in Strickland preparing to fight but get caught. Deja Vu, Eternal Sunshine. I think this is the order to watch, by the way. Eternal Sunshine, I think this is in real life Ateez. The whole MV is a hallucination because of the yellow gas and them trying to break into the bunker. Turbulence, now they're back in their original universe but split up. The Real, they're getting back together so they can go back and save Yeosang. Oh, that makes so much more sense with like that whole scene. Like the whole Real thing. Don't Stop. Timing wise, not sure when this occurs, but it looks like Hongjung broke into the android's lair, so maybe Halajung, and got into a fight as a distraction while the rest of the team went to acquire the missing pieces. Then the Rhythm Tar Kingdom performance is massively important. Probably the most, actually, especially for this comeback. Then the Kingdom answer Ode to Joy. Hongjung changes his rap. I recommend looking at the lyrics for that part at least and notice how their characters from the previous performances all show up. So this is what I just watched there. There's also some things from, I'm not going to watch these, but if you do want to watch them, let me just open it so you can see what it will be. It's from Kim Illo, 15 Kim. So yeah, Ateez MV explained and theory, Pirate King Treasure, hahaha, say my name. So it's from like a Korean. So I think, is it all from the same person? Let's see.
Hi guys, 안녕. 뮤비 해석해줘.
Yeah, okay, so they must be all from the same person. So if you want to go and have a look at it, at the things being explained by an actual Korean, that's cool. Then there is some bookish videos, theory videos. Yes, and clarifying that she is a baby theory teenie. I'm sure other people would go much more depth. All right, so we are going to watch. Oh wait, what happened to? Where is it? I want to watch the intro to this, and then we're going to watch Answer MV and Rhythm Tar performance. So we're just watching the intro to this. Okay, let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. I'm just going to watch this anyway. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stop. Wait, Mnet. Is this like M2? Is Mnet M2? Oh, well, I'm this far in now.
네 모든
Wow. The energy. Woo! Love this part. Ow. Hongjoong looks amazing. Wow. Wow. Woo! Sorry, quick interlude of an actual performance. I mean, I know we just watched their performances on that showcase, but you know what I mean. Okay, two more things. Say My Name official MV. Let's go. This is good because I've only watched the MV like once with most of their MVs because I was like reacting to them. I don't think I've really gone back and watched like the MVs before. Wait. Yes, okay, we're good.
Coming to you, I won't give up. Everybody say yeah.
조금 더 크게 say my name. 그게 잠든 난 눈 뜨게 해워.
한 번 더 크게 say my name. 네가 내 이름을 불러주면 어느새 먼 곳을 향해 다 fly high. 막아서지 마라 give it up. 지난 나는 이제 burning up now. We don't want no trouble, just moving forward.
잠깐만 달려 그 안에 불꽃을 향해서 또다시 달려.
모두 여기로.
So is this when they were like in the Answer comeback stage? I feel like they were just meeting Ateez, but then in Say My Name as well, it's like they're just meeting Ateez, or is this when they're like figuring out? Hang on, let me figure it. Let me ask. Is Say My Name when they first met Ateez, or is this when they were creating a plan to save Yeosang? Oh, someone looks so good there. Hey.
Say my name, say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name, say my name.
나를 불러줘, 나를 불러줘. 내 손을 잡아봐, 내 눈을
이 길의 시작은 창대한 법 위상과 비상은 한끗 차로 꿈이 완전 갈리는 것 더 이상은 better than better 고개 들어 get it go get it 또한 그 문보와 배를 타 걸어와 내게로 get up
부르고 불러줘 날 내 이름은 검색이 나와 그렇게 말하던 내 인택 따라고 곁에가 네 친구들도 모아 우야 애워싸 누르고 지켜봐요 이름 딱 내 글자 여기다요 티나게 남겨놔 숨이 내려 cause I'm the captain 모두 여기로 높은 곳으로 함께라면 no down 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 손을 들어라 소리 질러라 더딜 듯한 시작을 위해 저기 저 달빛을 모를 때 세상을 덮칠 듯한 눈에 우리 손을 잡고 날아가 Yes sir 부르면 응답
Say my name, say my name, say my name
They look angry at Ateez.
Say my name
나를 불러줘 나를 불러줘 내 손을 잡아봐 내 눈을 바라봐
내 이름은 에이 불러줘 내 이름은
나를 불러줘 나를 불러줘 내 손을 잡아봐 내 눈을 바라봐 가슴이 뛰는 건 벅차오르는 건 아마도 운명일 거야 Please don't let me go 비로소 정해진 하나의 my way couldn't nobody else couldn't nobody else I believe in me 나를 불러준 순간
Say my name, say my name
Okay, so this is when they're just realizing that it's them. It's a different version of them.
나를 불러줘 함께 갈 수 있도록 내 손을 잡아봐 내 눈을 바라봐 너에게만 I can give you everything 이제 새로 태어난 my mind
So it's them as Ateez dancing at the end. Okay, so Say My Name is very confusing. I'm pretty sure it's not linear in terms of time. Okay, so then wait. Okay. Answer MV. This come back to place immediately after this MV. Okay, let's watch Answer first. I think that's what I was supposed to get up. I mean, both of them are important. Sorry, but this MV is so epic. I just need to make sure I've got awesome. Oh, jeez. Oh, what's happening here? I think it also has to do with Ateez possessing Ateez and them not knowing what is going on and trying to remember who they are and piece together the identities. There is a lot in the MV. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really sorry.
네 모든 걸 채워 넘쳐를 뜨지 모두 하늘 머리 위로 세상 어디에서든 보일 수 있게
바닥 위에서 손을 펴 시선을 위로 세워 잘 두어 마주보면 세워 끝이 뭐 시작의 무린 패턴을 기억해 발끝부터 하기 설명을
Burn burn 타올라야지 더 계속해버리지 펴 매일이 피날레 쇼 내일이 마치 end of the world 여기 죽겠지마 Oxygen fire 너와 나는 푸른빛 띄우니까 불타는 태양과 덮치던 파도는 우리에겐 별게 아니까 더 들어와 봐 we don't care 두려운 것도 anymore 누구도 손댈 수 없어 사랑을 꽂혔다 건너가 like a thunder 네 모든 말
or in a different dimension? Different dimension by himself? So wait, they're using a lot of the yellow, and sorry, I'm just reading. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything because I've seen these MVs before, so I'm not watching it to like watch it. You know, I'm watching it to try to figure out all of like the storyline. So in Answer MV, I wonder because the like I'm wondering like within this MV there's a lot of the use of the yellow orangey smoke looking stuff, which didn't that mean hallucinations? Oh, he looks so good. Butterfly was used in Deja Vu, wasn't it? Does the butterfly mean anything? There's more butterflies. Ateez. Conspiring together. Wow. What an MV though, let's be honest. So when the white clad is there, it looks like they had a fight. Or he just came in and destroyed everything trying to find the crema. Oh, wow. Okay. So the butterfly does mean something, but there are conflicting theories, so she's not going to get into it because she doesn't think it's important for this comeback. No concrete answer, so yeah, okay. We can leave the butterfly for now. Okay, last thing that we are going to do is the Awakening of Summer, Rhythm Tar. I'm just going to turn my display capture down. I'm really sorry, you're not going to be able to see perfectly, but I can't post it. What do I even need to put on? Maybe color correction. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, that's really low. I think I could probably take that up a little bit higher. Let's go here. Here. Okay, I'll move things so that at least you can kind of see, although I don't think you will be able to see anything, but I'm really sorry, but I can't do anything about it. I don't want to get blocked. Oh yeah, you can kind of see, that's all right.
There is a disease in the heart of man. The disease is human this is as human emotion. That this is as human emotion. That this is as human.
Ooh. And so with the mask then, is the half white mask them and the half black mask Ateez? And they're shooting people. And are they shooting the white clad people? Androids? I'll rip them top. But now they're chained up. Rhythm top.
어서 고개를 덕이지 않고 그 순간 허리를 굴렁이지 않고 우리 가리는 거 없지 지금의 난 후대 다라다라다다다 Wake up Rhythm pop yeah I just wanna make you good Yeah 코미가리 모여 남녀노소 음악은 느르지 방방 걷고 콧노래를 불러라래 오늘 밤은 내 리트 다해
Wait, what did the thing say about Rhythm Tar? Sorry for stopping. Rhythm Tar must have been probably the most of this comeback. Okay, so then how does Rhythm Tar connect? Ooh, flicks in the background. Rhythm Tar. Hey. Oh, that hair, Uyang. Oh, so is that them? Wait, is that them breaking in? Ah, and Hongjung climbing up the rope to break in. So, sorry, I don't know if I read this out loud. It directly references moments spoken about in the diaries. They steal the chroma from the androids. Ooh, that person in the background there. Oops, sorry. Got my hand was there. Pause. Let me read what she wrote. I'm also pausing so that this doesn't get like copyrighted. So they get on loudspeakers to break the brainwashing and urge people to open their eyes. San climbs up the rope. Hongjung does the speech on the podium under the blimp they hijacked. It's their biggest act of rebellion against the government. Was it San climbing up the rope? Why do I keep thinking Hongjung is San? Or San is Hongjung? They spread their propaganda posters as well. Right.
People, open your eyes. For our lives, keep your mind. Now is the time for freedom if we try. Listen, look, right, open your eyes.
His gaze though. Oh, that's them spreading their posters. There's the blimp. Okay.
이건 그냥 노래니까 rhythm 다.
Ah, this is where he punches it. Ah. That's why he punched that. It's all making sense now. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Ah, don't go big. All right. So I'm glad I asked though throughout because as I could understand as it was happening. Ow. So the title is Awakening of Summer, and it's a direct teaser to Gorilla, which is also called The Awakening of Summer. They planned this comeback last year. Crazy. All right. Well, I feel pretty ready. You know? I don't know, don't you? Like, I feel pretty up to date now after watching that. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys because that is so helpful for me. I'm still going to go and watch the other MVs, and I might even watch the Korean explanations of things that was linked. What I'll do actually is I will link those in my description of the video. So if you want to go and watch those, you can as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is a very long reaction, but I wanted to be up to date before this comeback, which I'm going to say is tonight because we're going to be able to hear it tonight. I don't know if they'll do all of their songs for the comeback tonight, but hopefully. But yes, thank you for watching with me for this long, and I'll see you guys later. So excited for the comeback. All right, bye.